Hello again, ladies and gentlemen. Gerry Strauss for IndyGurlz Wrestling, and I am standing here with one of the young veterans of IndyGurlz, one of the perennial top contenders in the rankings here in IndyGurlz. We're talking to Jana. Jana, how are you today?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm doing very well. Now, Jana, we're going to find out a little bit about you. So why don't we get started from the very beginning. When did you first decide that you wanted to be a professional wrestler?
I grew up as a fan. And then for a while I stopped watching, but then, I would say around 2000 I started watching again, and I grew up always wanting to entertain people in some way, shape, or form. And around 2002 I decided that maybe professional wrestling was the venue that I would probably get the most enjoyment out of and get the fastest, quickest, and most exciting reaction from the crowd from doing becoming one of the best athletes I could be. So December 2003, I started at the IWF Wrestling School. I graduated from there in April 2004, and I've been wrestling since then. Great.
And tell us about your time training. Now, obviously, a school like Camp IWF, men, women, I'd imagine you were certainly in the minority as a woman training. How was that experience for you?
Well, there were times when, I would be the only girl there. Sometimes we would have 3. We actually, at one point, had up to 7 girls training at one time. But for the most part, I was there as the only girl, and you kind of get used to it. You are one of the guys in some aspects, but in other aspects, you are very much a woman, so you still have to carry yourself that way. And so there's that balance of being one of the guys, but still remaining a lady. So it's a hard thing, but you'll see over time that a lot of women who have trained with men also had that same balance that they have to keep. So it's not an old story, and it's a story that's told by many women many times.
Okay. Now, you're from Jersey. You trained in Jersey. You're now competing and have been for several years for IndyGurlz, largely based in New Jersey. Lots of great women's action right here in the Garden State. What does it mean to you to be such a big part of IndyGurlz right here in your neighborhood, so to speak, your home area all these years?
I think it's really exciting because, to be able to come home, and be able to still entertain and have fun and do new things and do different things. That's what we get into wrestling for, is because, we want the opportunity to entertain, and to do it, home is great. I do love to travel, and when I get an opportunity to go outside of the state, it's fun and exciting. But, home is where you can really invest your time into your fans, into your locker room mates, into the veterans who come into the locker room. You can really get to invest the time because you can see them over and over and over again.
Okay. Now you look at the IndyGurlz roster. It's changed over the years, of course. Best of the best, coast to coast, even beyond, all over the world come to IndyGurlz. What do you think of the competition in the company that you've seen over the last several months? Of course, a lot of new stars always emerging. The championship scene, you're always a big part of that as far as challenging for any title at any given time. But what do you see as part of the roster? Who are the standouts to you, and what are your goals going forward in IndyGurlz?
I would have to say one of the standouts is definitely Jessie Brooks. I mean, I really, she's really exciting, and she's got really an interesting way of approaching wrestling. Oh my God, there's so many. Brittany Savage, she is a badass bitch when she needs to be, excuse my language, but she's also a solid wrestler. We've got a lot of new girls like Nikki Adams who are coming into the company and trying to really, show what they can do. You got Veda Scott, who's been wrestling for a while, and she's been a lot of different places. Those are really great girls. You also have, I've got Angel Orsini, and Amber O'Neal, Fire and Ice. They're an amazing tag team. You do not forget them from the time they walk out of that curtain, from the time they leave. They will always leave you to something to remember them by. And it's just, you count them, and then you count the women that we have come in from Australia before, like Kelly Slater. It's just so many, Skater, it's just so many different people. Mercedes Martinez, all these women who come into IndyGurlz, and bust their ass, and it's amazing. And you know, it's where wrestling, you know, IndyGurlz is one of many companies that have started to come up that embrace women's wrestling as a true athletic, entertaining, amazing sport. And you know, that's the most amazing thing about this time frame, coming up in this time frame. You have so many women who are coming in and showing that it's not just about looks, and it's not just about, you know, being, you know, attractive, and you're smart, you're tough, you're you know, you're if you have to be nasty, you can be nasty. It's just, you know, that's what women are, and that's, you know, that, you know, we get an opportunity to show all of it.
One final question for you. That camera right there is the newest IndyGurlz superstar. And what you're going to do is take 30 seconds and let them know what they're in for when they get into the ring with you here in IndyGurlz. Just let them know everything you're about. Let them know what you can do in the ring. Just give a description of what you bring to the table when you step into the ring with somebody. Yep.
I hope, you know, I've been extremely lucky to stand on the shoulders of a lot of great women who have really done so much to make women's wrestling what it is. And I hope that one day, you know, I can do the same for somebody. I don't know, you know, when that day will come, but hopefully that day will come. And you know, we see so many girls, little girls, come to our shows, and they get so excited. And I'm hoping that, you know, over time they actually turn their excitement and their interest into a passion. You know, and that's you know, that's what I hope that I'm bringing, and I hope to continue to bring if I am doing so.
All right, Jana, thanks for your time.
Okay.
All you fans out there, stay tuned. Check out more videos on your favorite IndyGurlz superstars. Gerry Strauss, Jana, see you next time.